This shout out is for the Bumpskey show, and it's from Jerry Bumpskey. And I would like to wish the Bumpskey show a happy 21st anniversary. Congratulations on being the longest running music, art, and weed culture show on the internet. Longer views, less views than a cat video on YouTube, but just as important. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Less views than a cat video. Hey, you can't compete with animals, man. Don't even try. They're just too cute. We're not. But I'm going to check out the Bumpskey show. And I'm going to check out Jerry Bumpskey.
Thank you, Tommy. Tommy Tom. What up, everybody? How y'all doing? What's up, chat room? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. I appreciate it big time. Well, it's the beginning of the Memorial Day weekend. Some of us work on Memorial Day weekend. Some of us live in other countries, and we don't even celebrate Memorial Day weekend this weekend. But if you're from another country, the concept is it's the kickoff to the summer here in the United States. Unofficial. I think summer starts on June 21st, the summer solstice or whatever it is. We made it to the weekend, that's right. Chat room saying we made it to the weekend. So I got us decked out in the American flag because I'm proud of the people that made the ultimate sacrifice for this country. So I'm kind of decked out to show my appreciation to all those young men and women who died because they believed in our great country. And I'm sure if you live in another country, you have somewhat the same kind of day where you remember everybody that gave up their lives for your country and for your way of life. Maybe someday, I know I'm crazy, but maybe someday we can all get to the point where nobody has to die for their country. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could all behave like, I don't know, human beings. Oh my, Jerry. I'm just talking crazy talk today. Jerry's talking all kinds of crazy talk today. Imagine if we could just be human beings and act accordingly. One day. That's right. One day. All right, so I thought I'd start the show off with a love song to the United States of America. Since it is Memorial Day weekend, how about we start off with a love song? And Bruce, take some notes. This is how you write a protest song. But here's a love song to the United States of America. And it probably pertains to a lot of other countries out there too. It's called We're All Gonna Be There When She Dies. We're all gonna be there when she dies. And this is Neil Fox. The incredible Neil Fox. Love song to America. That's right. Stop shooting people, everybody.
She was young, she was ready, and her future seemed so bright. But a long road she traveled, nothing changes overnight. And her spirit she's forgotten, buried deep within her lies. And we're all gonna be there when she dies. When she was young, she was freedom. There was justice on her mind. There was truth, there was beauty, there was hope for all mankind. Now her darkness is showing, and we should not act surprised that we're all gonna be there when she dies. But didn't we all forsake her and take her for common ground? And didn't we use the best she had and take everything we found? It's a bad time to say it, and it hits between the eyes. But we're all gonna be there when she dies. And we look into the future and forget about our past. We were young, we were foolish, thought the things we had would last. But the dim light of freedom had the seeds of its demise. And we're all going to be there when she dies. But didn't we all forsake her and take her for common ground? Didn't we use the best she had and take everything we found? It hurts me to say it, but it hits between the eyes. But we're all gonna be there when she dies. Now she's lost in the jungle, though she tries to carry on. And the wise may try to find her, and the fools won't know she's gone. And to those who sit and wonder why so few have heard the cries, we're all gonna be there when she dies. Didn't we all forsake her and take her for common ground? Didn't we use the best she had and take everything we found? And it hurts me to say it, and it hits between the eyes. We're all gonna be there when she dies.
Neil Fox, what a fucking genius that guy is. TheRealNeilFox.com. We're all going to be there when she dies. And this is Blue Taxi. This is Shadows of the Saigon Blues. Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. The choppers are heading in, everybody. Oh no, the choppers are heading in. Get out of the gunfire. Spread peace, love.
Summer night, I think you know the kind.
just about the reasons why yesterday's headlines are today's forgotten news. Still they walk in the shadows of the Saigon Blues. Today we play the game by society's rules. Still they walk in the shadows of the Saigon Blues. Yeah, the Saigon Blues. Yeah, the Saigon Photographs can only mirror a single image. Nobody really knows what crossed their vision. My country, right or wrong, is the motto to justify the youthful loss of generations. Sacrifice. Today we play the game by society's rules. Still they walk in the shadows of the Saigon Blues. Yeah, the Saigon Blues. Yeah, the Saigon Blues. Yeah, the Saigon Blues. Yeah, the Saigon
Taxi, Shadow of the Saigon Blues. Sounds pretty good. If you're too young to know, Saigon was over there by Vietnam. A lot of young men got killed, unfortunately. All right, here's something live from the living room. This is Amanda's Waiting. And I figured The Patriot fits in with the whole Memorial Day theme I'm doing right now. So This is Amanda's Waiting, the Patriot. The Patriot. Live from the living room.
This time, let's rise above with love and understanding. Come together. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil I'm put to the test. I'll never be the same. There are names on the faces that are read on the wall, images of heroes that I see rise and fall. I'll never be the same. Come together. Buried underneath in this pile of rubble, rise the souls of angels, come to ease our troubles. I'll never be the same. I hold my candle, I am one of many. I pray for the world and even the enemy. I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. I wanna wear my stars and stripes today. I never was a patriot until today. I'll never be the same. I wanna wear my stars and stripes today. I never was a patriot until today. I'll never be the same. Come together. Come together. Come together today. Come together. Come together. Come together. Come together today. Come together. Come together. Come
Amanda's Waiting. That was from one of those like 36-hour telethon things that I did. And Amanda's Waiting came. And they played The Patriot and a couple other songs. So next up is the ultimate song about making the ultimate sacrifice for your country. This pretty much sums up all of Memorial Day. It's about remembering the soldiers, the men and women who died for this country, even when they didn't want to be there, even when they thought it was wrong to be there. They were still there for our country. So we need to honor them. So somewhere in between your partying and your barbecuing and all that stuff, remember the young men and women that helped make this country that are no longer with us. Right? This is Soldier.
Letter came
drive you to Canada, where you won't have to fight. Mom and Dad look at me, I'm crying in my sleep. All these tears that fall on really innocent soldiers who will die. I pray, Lord, help me. I don't wanna die, I'm way too young. They put me here, waiting. I don't wanna die, I'm way too young. Boats pull up to Normandy Beach. Hills, metal gates open, swimming all they reach. For the stained virgin sand. Arms raised out, bullets dancing by. Explosions, destruction, screams of the innocent fighting. Fighting for their lives. Now can see the enemy. He's flesh and bones, God. He is just like me, scared and brainwashed too. Lord, help me. I don't wanna die, I'm way too young. They put me here, waiting. Bombs and bullets, people fighting, dying everywhere. Lord, free my soul. I don't want to die here. I'm way too Somewhere deep beneath the bloody sea lies a treasure buried in a petrified tree. The answer lies here. Selfishness, power, greed can never take you there. While the rich get richer, the poor men poor. Endorse their names in the sand. Lord, help me. I don't wanna die, I'm way too young. They put me here, waiting. Bombs and bullets, people fighting, dying everywhere. Lord, free my soul. I don't want to die here. I'm way too young.
All right. There was and that one's called Soldier. Soldier. So this is Memorial Day weekend. We had Soldier, we had The Patriot, we had Shadow of the Saigon Blues. We had We're All Gonna Be There When She Dies. Just checking in with some people, seeing what they're going to do on Memorial Day weekend. It's a good time to have a little me time over the 3-day weekend. Some people have 4-day weekends. Good for you. But just remember, during your me time, during your time off, remember those who put their lives on the line and lost their lives for us. Because a lot of people get confused between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a day of, I wouldn't say celebration, but a day of remembering the people who fought in wars and came home alive. And Memorial Day is the day we remember people who fought in wars and didn't come back alive. Someone just said in the chat room that they might watch Saving Private Ryan. Well, the Soldier, the song, was written after the singer saw the first 10 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. So it's funny that you mentioned Saving Private Ryan. Because that song, Soldier, was written after the singer slash songwriter slash lead guy in that band saw the first 10 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. So, see how people think alike? See, we think everybody thinks alike. Someone in the chat room said, I'm going to watch Private Ryan, and that song was inspired by the first 10 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. So it all kind of fits together sometimes. That's why we shouldn't be fighting with each other. And, you know, how sad is it that people in the Israeli embassy were killed? Why do we have to be so violent? Why can't we just disagree? You know, when I disagree with somebody, I just don't bother with them. I just stay away from them and let them do their thing and I do my thing. I don't understand the need for us to all be so violent. I guess it's a power struggle thing. I guess it's the alpha male thing. Well, I'm going to play one more song for Memorial Day and then we're going to lighten it up. Then we're going to delve into the party side of Memorial Day weekend. But let's do this. At the end of the show, I play a version of the Star Spangled Banner that was done by C.C. Coletti. So tonight I'm going to play the Dave Haywood version. I'm not sure if how many shows I'm going to get to do this weekend, so I'm kind of making this my Memorial Day show. Just in case I'm not around. I have to work this weekend. Some people do work on Memorial Day weekend, and I am one of the people that have to work. Us struggling people out here, us people with no money, in debt, struggling, trying to make it, older people who don't get respect from anybody, and basically have been sent to work in supermarkets. So let's do, this is Dave Haywood and his version of the Star Spangled Banner. Ready? Here's Dave with some lights in the sky. Dave Haywood.
Took a walk down through the park, clear within the sky, completely dark. I heard a whisper drawing near, words were gentle, soft, and mostly clear. She said I'd never be afraid, our destinies are short and never stray. The song will always get me by, but words alone enough to keep me high. I see lights, lights in the sky, lights in the sky. I see lights, lights in the sky, lights in the sky. I sit alone beneath the tree, waiting for her words to rescue me. I come here almost every day, hoping she has something more to say. The moments I am drawn to weep, I find no more comfort in my sleep. Awake to look above my head, I wish the love all over me and say, I see lights, lights in the sky, lights in the sky. I see lights, lights in the sky, lights in the sky. And when I'm feeling down, she rushes to my side. With everything she does, fills me up inside. Lights, lights in the sky, lights in the sky. I see lights, lights in the sky, lights in the sky.
Dave Haywood getting funky. Dave is in Myrtle Beach this week, I think. You can check Dave out in Myrtle Beach. This is Dea Matrona, Stuck on You, Dea Matrona. On the Bumpskey Show, the longest running show on the internet.
Who will you call when sirens sound the alarm bell sound? Who will you call up when the plane starts to go down? Who'll help you face the music? Who'll be your last goodbye? Who will you call whenever flames fall from the sky? No matter what I do, I'm stuck on you, stuck on you, stuck on you. No matter what you say, don't get away, get away, get away. No matter where I go, I can't let go, can't let go, can't let go. No matter what I do, because I'm stuck on you, stuck on you. Who will you call on fire and spread across the land? Who will you call up when it doesn't go to plan? Oh, when you meet the maker, will you reach out your hand? And will you kiss me as my body turns to sand? Stuck on you, stuck on you, stuck on you. No matter what you say, can't get away, get away, get away. No matter where I go, I can't let go, can't let go, can't let go. No matter what I do, because I'm stuck on you, stuck on you.
Dea Matrona. Stuck on You, Dea Matrona. On the longest running show on the internet, spreading peace, love, music, and art around the world, the Bumpskey Show. Let's go to the party down the hall. The Stone Coyotes.
There's been a lot of commotion up here on the third floor. It took me a while to figure out what it was for. Heard excited voices, packages brought in. As we hurtle around the sun, it's enough to make your head spin. Oh, in this great wide world, there's just one thing I know. They're having a party down the hall, and I don't wanna go. They've got the decorations they've been working on for days. Expensive speakers playing Purple Haze. I got my invitation. It came by U.S. mail. I've been hiding out, all to no avail. Oh, in this great wide world, there's just one thing I know. They're having a party down the hall, and I don't wanna go. A girl walked by dressed as a ghost. I guess it's a costume ball. A man came as a pirate. It might not be a costume at all. He told her you should lighten up. You look like the melancholy kind. Life is for the living. And he took another drink of white wine. Oh, in this great wide world, there's just one thing I know. They're having a party down the hall, and I don't wanna go. A man without knowing why approached a woman in red. He said the first thing that came into his head. He said, "Hi, you sweet little dear, what's your heart's desire?" She said to take the songs I hear and convert them into fire. Oh, in this great wide world, there's just one thing I know. They're having a party down the hall, and I don't wanna go. He said, "Well, I like your style. I tell you what, we'll sneak down the back stairs, find the field where the corn's been cut. The stalks are hard as rocks. We might not get too far. But if you take my ice cold hand, we'll navigate by the North Star. Oh, in this great wide world, there's just one thing I know. They're having a party down the hall, and I don't wanna go. They're having a party down the hall, and I don't wanna go. They're having a party down the hall, and I don't wanna go.
The Stone Coyotes. We're going to the party down the hall this Memorial Day weekend. For everybody starting the party in early, Friday night. Memorial Day weekend. God bless you. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid. We're partying here on the show. Hey, I was watching Netflix today, and I just happened across a documentary on Norman's guitar store in California. Normans, I don't know. But the guy was like, they were talking about him like he invented this whole new way of getting bands' attention on the internet. And what he would do is when they came into his store, he would stream them. And I guess a lot of people know about Norman's guitars if you're a musician. And he would stream them on the internet and get them exposure. And Norman was a genius for coming up with this. Yeah, I think back in 2000, Norman, I hate to ring my own bell because somebody's got to do it if I don't do it. But back in 2000, I had bands coming up to my place, and I was showcasing them to the world. But it wasn't bands like who really didn't need it, like Tom Petty and stuff like that. It was, unknown artists. And then now Norman does unknown artists. And he's like a saint, Saint Norman, for coming up with that. Yeah, well, Norm's guitars, whatever you are. I was probably doing that 10 years before you. But see, it helps to have famous friends. I never had famous friends. I always had friends that were struggling. Just like me, just like you. Imagine if we all grouped together the great, massive, power base we could have developed. But everybody was so record company mentality where, it was just me. I got to get attention for me. I got to do things for me. Nobody would listen to any of the other bands. Nobody would support each other. It was all this fake support at bars where the bands pretended like they supported each other. But it wasn't any real support. Not any real support at all. So now Norm's guitar is the genius of the internet world because he thought of streaming bands playing live in his guitar shop. To me, that's the same thing as having bands come to your living room and play live on the internet. But I don't know. I'm a pretty stupid dude. I'm not very intelligent. So what do I know? But good for Norm's guitars. Way to go, Mr. Norm, you genius. Mr. Norm, you're a genius. I bow to you. I wonder if I'll ever get any credit for anything that I've come up with. I don't think so. I don't think I ever will. But at least I'll be able to die knowing that I did some things. Jerry, you did some things. And ultimately left a mark, not my own mark, but other people came along after me and was doing what I was doing. And the only way that could happen is if people start doing it first, and then other people go, oh, I have rich, famous friends. I could probably do it better than this guy. He's got nothing. He's got no support. He has no rich, famous friends. He doesn't have a pot to piss in. Somebody's saying that they might be able to get me some exposure. That's great. Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I've been here for 24 years. Unless I get evicted or, something physically happens to me, I plan on doing this for a long, long time. Because there are some people, I notice we get a couple of new subscribers a week. People listen a little bit. They don't listen. They listen. They don't listen. So they bounce in and out. But ultimately, it's for me. It's for my own sanity. I can't stand the music that they play, the commercial music. There's nobody I could really say that, oh boy, if they came in concert, I would go see them. Even the guys that I liked many, many years ago, I'm so disappointed with. I saw Heart on YouTube, and somebody was like, oh, this is a killer encore. And it wasn't. Maybe it's a killer encore if you're seeing Heart for the first time now. But I saw Heart in 1977. I saw Heart probably right around then. It was Heart, Poco, and the Steve Miller Band all together on one show. And I probably paid $7.50 for 3 bands. What the hell happened? Everything costs more, Jerry. It costs more to tour. It can't cost a lot for Heart to tour. I mean, Ann's in a wheelchair. I didn't see a lot of, like, props on stage. Why are you paying $100 to see Heart? They're not even in their prime. And from what I've seen, Ann's voice isn't half the voice that she had. I mean, Bumpskey and I saw Heart like 10 years ago. Like back in 2007. So what was that, 17 years ago? Yeah, they kicked ass. They were awesome. But now, I don't think not as much. Wow, this show just flew by. This is one of those shows that just flew by. I can't believe that it's already been 50 minutes. 50. So I don't want to get in trouble by anyone. I should also go down in history as inventing the 12-hour show. There was for months I did a 12-hour show. I don't think a lot of people ever did a 12-hour show. You ready? Here we go. This is Twin Flames Radio. And you can find them at bamtasticsilver.com. And this is Peace and Love and Rock and Roll.
So you wanna be a star, baby? Let them all know who you are. And when the lights are flashing on your silver limousine, don't let them steal your soul. Why'd you hide behind your scars, baby? They ain't really who you are. Now the waves are crashing down around your broken dreams. Who's gonna light your way? Is too unkind, maybe. You could try and numb your mind. When the lights are flashing on your silver limousine, don't let them steal your soul. Peace and reflection on your silver limousine. Don't let them steal your soul. Peace and love and rock and roll, it's the only way to go. Good for your heart, it's good for your soul. Peace and love and rock and roll. Peace and love and rock and roll, it's the only way to go. Good for your heart, it's good for your soul. Peace and love and rock and roll. Peace and love and rock and roll, it's the only way to go. Good for your heart, it's good for your soul. Peace and love and rock and roll. Peace and love and rock and roll, it's the only way to go. Good for your heart, it's good for your soul. Peace and love and rock and roll. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Yeah. Peace and love and rock and roll. It's the only way to go. Good for your heart, it's good for your soul. Peace and love and rock and roll. Yeah. Rock and roll. Peace and love and rock and roll.
All right, there you go. Twin Flames Radio, peace and love and rock and roll. And usually this is where I wrap up the show, but I got somebody. Somebody said I shouldn't broadcast that live. It's all over the internet already anyway. So I don't think it really matters. It's got 500,000 views already. An influencer came to where I work. The guy doesn't even say the name of the place, I don't think, in the thing. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not really hiding from anybody. This guy's got 9 million subscribers. Almost 10 million subscribers this guy's got. Almost 10 million subscribers. The stupid ass videos I've ever seen. The dumbest shit in the world. So this guy's name is not receiving enough. What? An error? What's the problem? I'm talking over here. Anyway, this guy has got almost 10 million subscribers. He posted this video 4 days ago, and it almost has 500,000 views.
Over the course of the next 24 hours, I'll be putting myself through the most dangerous situations out there, most of them that literally require you to sign a waiver to show that you are willing to risk your life for these activities. I'm talking things like literally eating the hottest chicken wing that's ever been created that you have to actually sign a waiver to eat, all the way to elevating myself 200 feet in the air and trying to complete this difficult obstacle course. So with that being said, we obviously have a lot to do, so grab your popcorn and let's do this.
All right, so here we are at the Rage Room, so we're about to go inside. I have to go ahead and and sign the waiver beforehand.
Notice
but
I'm
we're
wearing
here
an
with Jerry.
Alley
What do you
Handle
think this
shirt.
experience is gonna
Alley
be today?
Handle
What's it
promotion.
like?
If you haven't been to the Rage Room before, it's like being able to do everything you can't do at home.
Now, before entering the Rage Room, where there was going to be a ton of different glasses and miscellaneous objects, I had to, of course, sign the waiver. So I went ahead and scanned this QR code to sign it, put on some protective gear, and then headed into the room. Now, the room was as you'd expect.
promoted
with
the
a lot of
show,
broken
and the
glass
guy
on
cut it
ground.
all
There's a lot
out.
of political paintings on the wall, so I think a lot of people come around the election time. But anyways, he went ahead and showed me all the weapons that I had at my disposal and told me that I was ready to smash. This is how it went.
That was arguably the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Did you see
so let
that
me try this
throw?
again.
What kind of throw is that?
All right, gonna play a little baseball now. Okay, here goes rapid fire. I'm just going to break as many things as I can in the next 60 seconds. That was the most satisfying one yet. These things actually refuse to break. As I say that.
Got it, man. You got one of them. Those last ones are pretty hard to break.
I'm gonna try to go like skeet shooting, where I throw one thing up and then I try to hit it with another thing. Kind of. Ugh, I don't know what this is. It's just like a giant log, but I'm going to smash it.
Piece of
I
wood,
missed
dude.
it, but it's still smashed.
Wood.
A few more items here. And then our very last item to break is this mug right here.
I love how these guys always make a bigger deal out of everything.
So here's 2 extra.
But it really is.
I got some bonus stuff. All right, so we have some bonus time here. Jerry gave us 2 more things to break. These are the notoriously difficult ones to break. All right, I'm gonna just do a little golfing here. Take that, door. All right, complete.
That was
My rage is
actually a
gone.
TV.
I've emerged with 0
Not a
scars or
door.
anything, no injuries, so I had to sign the waiver, but everything's good. So I just finished up at the Rage Room. Was in here for about 10, 15 minutes. Was able to break pretty much everything. It was actually harder than I thought. I felt like I was a super calm person here, but if I had a ton of rage, maybe I'd do a bit better. Some of the bottles were just like basically indestructible, like some of the beer bottles, and then this guy, who still isn't fully broken, this will be the bane of my existence. Tried my best to do some dents in this big thing, couldn't really do it. Like I said, pretty
Big
tame
thing?
session for me.
What's-
I don't
what's
think
up,
I'm
dude?
like
You've
too
never seen a
rageful, but if you
TV
are, this is a
before?
good place to go. It's a good controlled environment, but make sure you sign that waiver.
I am
It's like, dude, you never seen a TV before? He's like, whatever this thing was. It's the insides of a TV. Jays. So there you go. That's the Rage Room that I work at. Tell you, I'm getting like all kinds of messages from YouTube. I'm not sure what YouTube's problem is, but it's YouTube's problem, I guess, not mine. All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody for tuning into this show, being a part of my therapy, trying to celebrate Memorial Day weekend where we acknowledge the fact that you got recognized by someone big is actually kind of insane. Yeah, but the whole thing was I promoted the show and I was like, dude, can you give me a little love? And just leaving like 3 seconds of bumpskeytv.com. So if you want, go by. He doesn't give a shit. The guy's got 10 million subscribers. He doesn't care about anybody. But anyway, so 500,000 people have seen me on Sambuca, Sambuca, Sambuca's YouTube channel in 4 days. Look at me. I'm a huge star. All he had to do was leave in 1 sentence about Bumpskey TV, but he didn't. And I promoted it for like every chance I could. Every chance I could throw in Bumpskey TV, Bumpskey TV. Nothing. Excuse me. Sam Dusha. Anyway. There I am in all my glory at work. Yay, Jerry. All right, everybody. Don't forget Memorial Day weekend. take a couple of minutes. Remember the people that lost their lives for our country. It's the least you can do. It's the very least you can do, okay? Don't forget, be good to each other, take care of each other, love each other, respect each other. If you can't do all those things at once, start with respect. Once you respect somebody, maybe you might care about that person. And then if you care about that person, if something should happen to him, you might take care of that person. Whoa. And then if you take care of that person when something happens to him, you might learn to love that person. And, could be in a physical way, or it might just be in the way that one person loves another person. Two human beings love each other. Sometimes it's that simple. Wait, 10 years? Oh, in 10 years, Sambuca would be irrelevant. Probably in less than that. I'm thinking in like 2 years, Sambuca would be irrelevant because people have no loyalty anymore. None. They change their minds about... Everybody's got ADD. They invented ADD because it's another word for you're stupid. You're a dumbass. My father didn't say I had ADD. He said, Jerry, you're a dumbass. What are you, an idiot? There was no ADD. You were just dumb. You dumbass. But now there's ADD. And then they give you drugs that'll get you to commit suicide. So now you're a dumbass and you're committing suicide because you're taking the drugs that they give you. Instead of just listening to your parents and going, you know what? Why am I being a dumbass? No, now they give you drugs and then you wind up committing suicide or shooting everybody somewhere. Because we're so much smarter than when we were 20, 50, 100 years ago. When your parents used to just smack you in the back of the head if you did something stupid. Just be a quick whack. What are you, dumbass? Get over here. Let me whack you in the back of the head. Now instead, your parents take you to a doctor that prescribes drugs that have at least 10 side effects, and I'm being kind. I don't think I've seen a drug on TV that doesn't have more than 10 side effects. And most of the time, the side effects may cause suicidal thoughts, and they should be putting this on there. You may go out and shoot everybody. So how have we improved anything? We've improved nothing. Nada. Sure, people abuse their kids. Sure, that's happened. But I'm not talking about child abuse. I'm just talking about smacking a little sense into your kid. Instead of taking him to the doctor and getting him some chemicals, some poison that's going to poison him. Anyway, God willing, I'll be here tomorrow night. Aren't you lucky? Peace, everybody. Happy Memorial Day weekend. This kicks off the Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. If you live in another country and you don't know what Memorial Day is, it's the day we remember the men and women that died for our country. And I'm sure you have a day just like it. Send me an email, bumpskey@gmail.com, and I'll celebrate your Memorial Day whenever it is. I'm good like that. All right, you ready? I did peace, right? Peace, everybody? You all got the peace? All right. And always remember, and never forget.
Get busy living or get busy dying. That's goddamn right. Peace.
If you could stand for our national anthem, that would be Fantastic. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? God bless the USA.